Hi everyone, I hope you're all having a lovely day and are enjoying the winters as much as we are. We recently launched our Safar collection of Mulberry Ajrak silk sarees and we really do hope you've been loving them. There have been a lot of misconceptions around Ajrak and the colors that Ajrak involves, and there have been so many fakes out there with different kinds of chemical dyes being sold off as natural dyes in Ajrak. So I thought I'll do a video to tell you about the basic colors of Ajrak. You've got green, which is here. You've got indigo. You've got red or the madder. You've got the yellow. And you've got black. So these are the basic colors that were there in Ajrak from a very long time. Newer colors have been developed like grey, maroon, brown or coffee, and different shades of black. These are much newer and these have been more recently developed. I've got some of those as well. So this is a much darker maroonish kind of shade. You've got a peach shade as well, which has been circling around quite a bit. And another favorite is a coffee or a brown color. So the thing with natural dyes is the fact that there are limited colors. When you go and ask a vendor as to where they're getting their pink dye from, they usually say beetroot. Contrary to popular belief, beetroot is actually not the best of the natural dyes out there. The issue is, while beetroot is very bright, pinkish, magenta kind of red, when you dye a fabric using beetroot extracts, the color on the fabric is actually very pale pink. It's completely opposite to what you might think. So also when you wash a fabric dyed with beetroot, unless you've used extra mordants, extra post dyeing mordants, the color does not stay. So if you were to wash the fabric maybe 3 or 4 times, your fabric will go back to the first color that it was, which was a basic creamish white. So beetroot does not usually give you the bright pinks or the reds that a lot of sellers claim. So I hope you understand that. Now, a lot of these colors are actually double processes, which not many people know. People talk about how green is made from the different kinds of leaves of different plants. However, in Ajrak especially, green is a 2-process color. So first the fabric is dyed indigo, and then the indigo dyed fabric is dipped or brushed with yellow color. So the mixture of blue and yellow gives you the green color. Therefore, whenever you see any kind of green sari, the block on the sari, which is usually white on other colors, is yellow. So when you do the first indigo step, you will have the colors of the block as the cream, black and the maroon or the red. However, when you dip the same sari into yellow, you get the cream turned into a yellowish shade, the maroon turns into a slight orangish shade, and the black remains as is since it's a dark color. So green is actually a very difficult color to do, and I'll tell you why. So you've got green like this. Now indigo is a vat dye. Vat or vat means a big container where the fabrics are dipped, and that's how the fabrics are dyed. So these are usually insoluble dyes. They have to be converted into soluble dyes so they can be mixed with water and you can dye the fabrics, and then they have to be converted back into the insoluble form so that when you wash the fabrics, the dyes don't come off. Out of all the colors out there, if you were to ask any dyer, any printer, indigo is the most difficult color to do. And I'll tell you why. The issue is indigo has rings which just go on and settle on the fibers of the fabric. That is why whenever you wash or whenever you rub indigo on your hands or even arms, the rings come off, which is why you have a little bleeding of the color on your arms itself. So that the rubbing fastness and the washing fastness of indigo is the worst amongst all the colors out there. Whether it's chemical dye or natural dye, no matter what dye you're using, indigo always bleeds. Even for embroideries, the resham threads that you use, a lot of people will tell you to use indigo or blue resham colors very carefully because that will bleed and it might bleed onto white fabrics. So if indigo is that difficult to do, imagine doing indigo and then doing yellow on top of it. it's very easy to get patchy colors on in terms of indigo, and because of the patchy colors on indigo, you get patchy colors on green as well. These all depend on weather conditions. It depends on what kind of water you boiled it in, whether the temperature was correct or not, whether the mordant on the fabric was applied well or not. So eventually, making ajrak a faster process, reducing down the steps of mordant and herder, which is herder is basically a mordant which helps the fabric to absorb the dyes. So when you reduce down the days that you soak the fabric in herder, so basically you're reducing the step of the mordants, the dyes don't come on fabrics as nicely. So I told you about two most difficult ones. The third is madder. While you might believe that you just basically dip the fabric into a container containing the dye, madder is actually done using brushes. So you have the entire fabric length on the table and you brush the entire color on top of the fabric. Madder is not a dye that you usually, in terms of ajrak, obviously madder can be in terms of natural dyeing, madder can be used in containers and everything. However, in ajrak, what they do is they do it using the brush. Third is the yellow. Now yellow is the kind of dye that can be done using both. It can be done using brush and it can be dipped as well. However, people who are used to doing ajrak using the traditional methods, they prefer to do it with the brush, and that's because the yellow with the brush comes out much nicer and deeper as compared to the yellow when you dip it. The last major color is the black, and black again is done by brushes only. So in ajrak, there are basically only 2 or 3 dyes where you dip and do the dyeing, which is indigo. You can do it with yellow and you can do it with gray as well. Gray also, if you've got the time, Karigar uncle says it's much better to do it with brush, but if you're in a rush, you can do it in a container full of water as well. So there are different kinds of dyes, but natural dyes are limited in ajrak. So when you're asking for different kinds of brighter colors, it's actually not possible to do that unless and until we switch to chemical dyes, and that is not environmentally friendly. So you understood the different kinds of dyes and how they're done. These were the 5 basic dyes that I told you about. Again, green, indigo, red, yellow and black. The steps that I told you about were only related to ajrak. I'm sure there are different kinds of processes that go around in different kinds of crafts, but specific to ajrak and specific to all the items out there, this is how the dyeing is done. I really do hope this helped, and the next video will tell you how different kinds of fabrics take on to the colors differently. Thank you.